Ultimately, many educators have determined to continue teaching texts that have a significant amount of skill-based and compassion-inducing merit in the English language arts classroom, despite being written by authors whose personal lives threaten to undermine the value of their art. From personal experience, my colleagues and I have framed analyzing these specific texts as a practice in the power of critical theory. Individuals can read a text and emphasize the social inequalities present through the feminist lens, critical race theory, Marxist lens, etc., and later revisit the social context to consider the author's purpose and how their own actions contribute to the audience's interpretation of their work. This isn't a singular practice in employing new criticism, so much as an opportunity to practice separating the artist from their art at specific moments to consider the work's broader effects and identity that extends beyond the author. Ultimately, while it is useful to consider the limitations of always connecting the artist and their artwork, especially when the author's personal history has proved problematic, as mentioned earlier, it is an essential undertaking in the English language arts classroom. With this in mind, educators must continue to incorporate minoritized voices in multiple mediums in their classes. This can certainly be accomplished in the ELA classroom on a regular basis. For instance, when teaching the feminist lens and using novels such as Their Eyes Are Watching God, teachers can utilize specific artists, like Gentileschi, as an example of how the author's personal history influenced their work and cannot and should not be overlooked. Similarly, when we teach a unit on the Harlem Renaissance poetry, examining the various mediums of visual artwork and the artist's personal lives and experiences can be extremely useful to introduce some of the common themes and concepts in critical race theory.